Okay, so we're going to move on to digraphs and blends to see what's in that folder of tools. I did, before I show you what's in there, I did do a sample protocol so that you could see how this might go. So for a rally and warm up, we might sort words based on the blend or the digraph, which you'll find in the folder. We could label pictures with the blends or the digraphs, or we could sort the pictures under the correct blend or digraph and then write the words, or you could make words. All of that is in the folder. Try one, we could do some word ladders, we could make words, or we could sort words. Try two, we could do some interactive editing. I love that try two. If you did something in isolation and try one, try two is great if you could do like, if you had them write in isolation, then writing in context would be a great try two. So interactive editing is there, or dictation with editing, or remember I talked to you about like listen to a cartoon clip and write that down and see if you could correctly spell the words that have those digraphs or blends. Or you could correct the song lyrics, right? Like you could just take the chorus of a popular song that has lots of blends and misspell them on purpose and have the kids go ahead and try to respell them, right? So anything there that you could do for a second try, and then of course we link it to their work. So we're going to read a poem or a passage from a book that has some of those blends, or the digraphs. You're going to coach them through noticing those. You're going to coach them through reading it or writing it, or you can have them partner read together, where they are reading something together and you have them look for words together that have that phonics principle, try to decode those words, and then read the text together after decoding those words. So that's just one way that this protocol could go, noticing that I'm always linking it back to their reading and writing work. So this folder is chock full of stuff. There are all kinds of word ladders that have blends and digraphs, all kinds of them. There is some charts in here. This is, another word ladder, sorry. So you'll see a whole bunch of charts. Here's a chart of blends and digraphs. Here is a chart of consonant blends. Here is a chart of digraphs, consonant digraphs. Here is end blends. Is a way that we could be tackling a word. And this is orthographic mapping that I'm going to actually come back to. But when we get into harder words that have blends and more phonics principles, or we have irregular words like the word friend, orthographic mapping is a research-based way to help kids learn to spell them and learn to read them. And all it is that you study the word and you try to spell it. You figure out the hard part, and then you think, can that hard part, can phonics help me somehow, right? And if phonics can help, like, oh, I recognize this. This is a blend, right? So that stir um, sound is a blend, and I think it has three letters, and I think it's STR. So I recognize this, but if it can't, like, because the English language is hard and it's tricky and it doesn't follow rules. No matter what rules you give them, no rule will stick for everything. You can help them invent a trick for it, right? So you know in friend, I always would teach the kids, we say it like, that's my fry end, that's my fry end, and that's a way to get them to remember that there's an E in it. And then they can cover it and write it and check it. And, these are all different ways to practice it. They can chant it, they can write it over and over and over and over again. They can clap it, FRIEND, you know what I mean? Or FR, here's the tricky part, IEND, something like that, so that they can get to really learn the word. Now, I put this in blends and digraphs folder because I think that's when kids get into blends and digraphs phonics principle, that's when their spelling starts to fall apart a little bit. And so I've put this map in here, or the tool for in here, but you could use it for any phonics principal or any trying to get them to spell words correctly. You'll see some trigraphs here, some more digraphs. Here are some end consonant blends, some end digraphs. Here's blends and digraphs together. Here are some pictures that have digraphs. So, you could use those. Here's some writing that has blends and digraph mistakes. Fish and sharks swim in the sea. They splash in the water. Whales whiz through the water. Whoosh. Chimpanzees look for food in the forest. They eat both plants and animals. Chickens like to peck at the grass. They cluck too. So this, could be given to students and say, like, this kid is really struggling with his blends. You know what I mean? Can you find where he made the mistakes and circle it and see if you can, fix that? And there's a whole bunch of those in here. There's also some poems that have some blends and digraphs that you could use for shared reading or for word hunts. And then there's all kinds of letter tiles, all kinds of word parts, all kinds of things that you could use to get them to make or manipulate words. And of course, there's more word ladders. So again, take all of these tools, see if you can come up with a small group protocol for blends and digraphs, or just blends or just digraphs, and then I'll see you at the next video.